Good? Okay, cool. All right. So we'll get started today. And we're going to start lying down on our backs. Feet to the top of the mat, head to the back of the mat in a Supta Baddha Konasana with your feet together, knees out wide. We'll land soft and reach the arms long by your sides, palms facing up. You can shake your head side to side. Land on a spot in the middle that's really heavy, really comfortable. And if you can, if you're comfortable, we'll start by closing the eyes and relaxing your muscles in this position. So you can think of it as tuning inwards, just absorbing the sounds around you, the feelings in your fingertips and your toes. So now leading with our body instead of our thoughts or our mind. Let's lead with the breath connected to our body. Let's take a big inhale through the nose. And relax it out, soften to the mat, like you're dissolving, like you're melting, like you're going through the floorboards. So this is our 60-minute Vinyasa practice. You can follow along, you can take breaks when you need, especially when you're at home, you can get a prop or some water. If you can, breathing through your nose with sealed lips for this one and for the rest of your practice. So an inhale through your nose, tongue rests just at the roof of your mouth. Exhale, navel draws in towards the spine. You get taller, press the feet a little bit more on purpose. Inhale, we reach the arms over your head. Exhale, circle them back down towards the knees. So like a snow angel with just your arms. Inhale, arms come over your head. This time you can reach your palms together. You can make the pointer fingers come out just a little. Or you can interlace your fingers and push your palms behind you. Squeeze your biceps in towards your ears. Squeeze your feet and your glutes. Hips press up towards the ceiling. And straighten out your legs on your exhale. So super long. This time flex your feet. Keep your hands interlaced. Press the backs of your ribs down. Inner thighs getting stronger towards the center line. Exhale, reach your arms towards your hips. So like that snow angel again, just in your arms. Bend one knee in towards your chest and draw it in for wind relieving pose. Flex your left foot. Draw your right hip down. Both backs of the shoulder blades plant into the ground. And so we'll extend this leg long. Keep the toes pointed for today. Doing a lot of this extension of the feet. So if you need to shake it out at first, then curl the toes in towards the heel. Make your legs super long. And we'll bend both knees in. Take your hands underneath your hips. We're just gonna wake up the abs. So as if you're squeezing your glutes and pointing your tailbone up. Point your toes, so same point of the feet. We'll take a breath in. Breath out, tap your right toes down to the ground. Inhale, the right knee comes back in. Exhale, the left toes touch. So nothing else is moving when the legs are moving. Now we'll do one tap for a half breath, just marching out these feet. Imagine you're just saying hello to your low belly. We're waking things up. Press firmly into your hands. And we'll go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both knees in. Take a breath in. Both toes touch the ground on the breath out. A little bit harder. Press into the backs of your arms. Inhale, knees come in. Exhale, toes touch the ground. So magic numbers 5 today. Inhale, knees in. Exhale, toes touch. 2 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one. In and out. This time, don't let your toes touch the ground. Hold on to the backs of your hamstrings pretty lightly. Tuck the chin, and let's try rolling up onto the sitting bones. If you need your toes down, they can always come down. If not, more of a challenge, the legs come up. Let's reach the arms forward. Lift the chest, and extend through the fingertips. Coming back to your inhale. On the exhale, we take the right foot into the left thigh. Find both sitting bones in the mat. Right knee is bent, left hand on the inside, and you can reach for your side bend up and over. Nice. One inhale. Hand comes behind you, joy pose. So the left arm reaches up, hips go up, hold it. So longer than we usually do. Really find like the sternum's going up towards the ceiling. The left foot is pressing down and the right shin is pressing down. Thumb faces the ground like a side bend on the other side. And down we go. Right knee comes in, roll down. Be careful on your way down. Use your leg as leverage. We're back in our wind relieving pose, just like we started. And move the knee a little bit over to the left side. You can even take your right thumb and hook it into your right hip, going across the center line of the body. And just switch your legs. Left knee comes in, right leg goes long. Wind relieving, big breath in. Squeeze on your knee. Hands behind your hamstring, point your toes, make your legs super long, roll the left hip down, take your inhale and the exhale. Bend both of your knees, both of your toes are pointed, so in the same way. Hands can be by your sides, or if you're into the challenge, the hands can be behind you over your head and floating. You can lift your head and look at your knees, same toe taps. If not, the hands are underneath the hips, just like before. Let's wake up the abdomen, left foot first. Take your inhale. Exhale, left toes touch the ground. Inhale, we switch. And switch. And switch. And switch. 2 more. Switch. Switch. And switch. Knees come in, hands come behind your head, elbows squeeze in close. So they're not really wide apart, they're close in. This time we're tapping the toes down, almost like an arch of your spine. You're letting the tailbone come down, the head come down. Breath out, knees in, squeeze in, tap your elbows to your knees. That was 1, 4 more. Inhale, we come down. Exhale, we curl and round and press. Inhale. Exhale. It don't have to be a big giant movement. It could be a tiny movement. Inhale. And coming about halfway. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Keep your legs where they are, hands behind your hamstrings. Or maybe you don't use them at all. Roll up into your V-sit. So other side, toes come up. Really nice. Reach those arms forward. Take your inhale. Land with the left foot down into the thigh. Find your sitting bones. Reach the inside of your right leg. Left arm like it's going past your ear, past your eyes, reaching side bending. Filling with breath on the left side through the armpit, bicep, elbow, fingers. And we'll take the left hand behind your hip, joy pose. Prepare that extension of your right foot. We're reaching up, pulsing both hips up, right hand goes behind you if you have your balance, and shrug your left shoulder in towards the rib cage. Good, down we go. Land your hips, draw your left knee in, back into our wind relieving, using a little bit of a roll to get down. Bring the right knee a little bit, or left knee over to the right side. Back to center, both knees in, feet cross, rock back and forth a few times. We'll meet in a tabletop position, sneak your feet through, and step your knees back. Let's spread the palms. Draw the tailbone back with the chest forward, making your spine as long as you can get it. We'll start with an inhale, reach the chest up, lift the sitting bones up and relax your belly. You can even relax your elbows. And then the cat spine, we'll round the spine, pull the belly in, and let the shoulder blades separate. With your breath, as slow, as fast as you need, inhale, arch, lift the chest, roll the shoulders back. And exhale, we round, squeeze the belly like a vacuum going up towards the ceiling. Back to your neutral spine. This time we'll add a leg back. If you prefer your toes tucked, you can tuck them for more tension between you and the mat, or you have your feet flat. We're going to bring one knee up to hip level, so right knee comes up and back. The inhale, soften your elbows, lift the chest, and lift your toes up. On the exhale, make room, pull the sternum in, round the knee in. Lift the chest, soften the elbows, pull the heart forward and up. So equal press into your hands, round the spine, bring it in. This time to come back, tuck your toes if they aren't yet, straight into your three-legged dog. So we kick up that leg kind of in the same way. Get rid of the arch in your spine and make it a straight line from your wrist all the way to your toes. One time, lift the left heel off of the ground. Nice, and lower that left heel. Look forward, take a breath in. Step your right foot all the way through on your breath out. Keep that heel lifted like we just had it, and that much power in your back leg. Runner's lunge, we look forward and reach the arms with the palms facing down, creating a diagonal from the heel to the top of your head. We're pulling the last ribs in and extending instead from the front of the chest. So staying here is a nice place to wake up anything that's sleeping in the inner thigh, the right side of your glute, definitely the hamstring, definitely the toes. So holding a little longer. Keep everything the same, but reach your arms forward. So not like a high lunge, really like a runner's lunge with our arms up, breath in. Straighten your legs and fold, pyramid pose, walk your foot in, pull the right hip back. You can hook your thumb and draw it back. It can be on your fingertips, any adjustments that you need. Come halfway up on an inhale. Hands down, step forward and fold on your exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold forward, breathe out. Stand up tall from pressing on the big toe mounds, then weight in the heel. Inner thighs squeeze together, arms reach up. Take a breath in. Interlace your fingers on the breath out. Push the palms of the ceiling, palms towards the ceiling on the inhale. Side bend over to the right side on the exhale. So coming into your rhythm, back up, breath in. Stay with your arms up, but draw your right knee in towards your chest on the exhale. Hold on to your leg like wind relieving pose. Point your toes of your right foot and draw the knee in towards your chest. Stay right here, or for one breath, reach those arms back up. Keep the knee exactly where it is. Squeeze the hamstring towards the shin, toes point down, big breath in. Both feet down, bend both knees, exhale. Inhale, Utkatasana pose. Hands to the knees on the breath out. So exploring cat-cow in this position. As well, make your tail longer, lift the chest. So almost like the belly's trying to touch your thighs. Weight in the heel for your inhale. And a little less obvious, rounding the spine in your Utkatasana. Squeeze the inner thighs and pull the tailbone under a lot harder. Arch your spine on the breath in. And round your spine on the breath out. Good. We'll take an arch, but lift the arms up and over your head. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, breathe in. Plank pose, use your hands. Step your feet back. Let's do right foot first, left foot second. Pull the weight into more of the balls of your feet. Send your chest forward, squeeze the belly in, and a little bit more press into your strong arms. Just holding your plank. Like there's a little bit of shine through the top of your head. Good. One breath in. Little drill, we'll take just the knees down to the mat on the breath out. Back to your plank on your inhale. Just one more time, exhale, knees come down. Back to your plank on the inhale. You're really trusting the balls of your feet. And back to your tabletop on your exhale. So if your tabletop is a little long, you make it shorter where you're comfortable. Back to our cat-cow. Here we soften the elbows, lift the chest, lift the sit bones. Inhale, point the toes up towards the ceiling. Exhale, drop the tops of your feet down. Round the spine, press so much into your hands, your knees can float off of the ground. One more time like that, knees drop, arch the spine, pick up your toes towards the sitting bones, towards the sky, lift the chest. And round your spine, press the tops of your feet, hover your knees, this time into a plank. If you can keep the tops of your feet, you straighten the legs. One breath in, one breath out. Inhale, upward facing dog by drawing your hips down and your chest up. Into a child's pose, bring your knees down to the ground, forehead comes down. You can keep the palms planted. And so we'll walk the hands to the back of the mat, so stay more in your child's pose. With your hips back, bring your thighs together. Tuck your toes underneath you. Take your hands out in front of your knees. Press so much that your knees come off of the ground. We're in a tiny little squat. Imagine dropping your heels down to the ground, like you can look past your toes. Then knees come down to the ground. Palms together, lift and arch your spine. So draw the tailbone back. Hands down, just one more. Tiny little squat, squeeze your thighs, roll your knees in towards your chest, and bring so much weight back like you can tip over. And knees come down to the ground. Palms together first. Make the tailbone go back, so some strength in the abdomen to get you up and back. Good. Hands come down to the mat. Walk yourself forward, up and back into a downward facing dog. Your toes are already nice and tucked. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees. Continue to push your hips back. We're in our tiny little spring. Spread the fingers into the ground, strong arms. Inhale. Forward into a plank. Exhale. Stay for your breath in. All the way down to the mat. Exhale. Baby cobra, so just the tops of the feet. Stay up, widen your fingertips apart, lift your elbows. Press the tops of your feet, get an inch higher on your inhale. Look to the right, drop your left shoulder down, exhale. Up we go with the chest, some press of the fingers, lots of squeeze of the thigh. And just over to the other side, right shoulder comes down. Good. Back up, take a breath in. Straight down, breath out. Hands close to your ribs. Press into the tops of your feet. So doing our upward facing dog from the bottom instead of the top like before. Spread those toes. Squeeze the arms in. Arch the spine, but then follow with the strong thighs. Good. And only back into a tabletop. Take a second, find your neutral spine. Balance yourself, shoulders in line with your wrists. Together, inhale, we arch. Exhale, round. Adding your leg this time, so you can tuck the right toes if you need or not. Lift the left toes to the ceiling as you arch the spine. Keep the weight forward by bending the elbows. Good. Push into the ground, squeeze the belly, and sneak that knee through. One more like that. Lift the knee any amount, doesn't have to be too high, but arch the spine. So pull like there's a string pulling the middle of your throat up. And round. This time we tuck the right toes. Push yourself into your three-legged dog. Use the power in that leg. Good. Spin the left thigh in. Just one time, let's lift this right heel. You're on your tippy toes. That's prep for your runner's lunge feeling. And you can lower it down, but look forward. Breathe in. Step forward, runner's lunge. Land your foot. Stack your knee in line with your heel. Tippy toe again. The heel really wants to drop. Let's not let it. Squeeze your thighs and reach your arms back. Palms close to your hips. So you'll see my left hip wants to go forward. All the work is drawing it back in line with the right. Really nice. So one good thing about Zoom is you can kind of see yourself. See the shapes that you're making. Staying a little longer to wake everything up, like you have super powerful legs. See if that heel's trying to drip down, pull it up. Reach the arms, but change nothing else. Big breath in. Bow into your pyramid pose. Walk your back foot, could be on an angle, straighten, hips even out, then down we go. So trying for a long spine. Mostly it's happening in the low back. We're pulling the left hip and kind of lifting the belly in. Halfway up, take your inhale and fold closer to your left leg. Stay low, soften that knee. Step forward, forward fold, drop your head, lift your sitting bones. So there's two actions happening. And we press into the feet, reach your arms over your head, interlace your fingers. If you remember which hand was on top, switch it. Press the palms up like you're trying to separate your wrists. Pull the navel in, pull the hips forward, soften the knees, breathe in, over to the left side, breathe out. So as big or as little as you need. It's like you're trying to make more room in your lungs on the right side. Coming back towards center, keep the arms over your head, press into your right foot, draw your left knee straight up and point your toes. Hold on to your top of the shin, breathe in, and you can squeeze it in, breathe out. So more power in your right leg. Let's see if we can keep this knee, this foot exactly where it is, and reach those arms up and over. You could still be holding on at this point. We'll meet in our Utkatasana pose. Toes close, touch the mat, reach your arms up. So we kind of want to exist in between a cat and a cow. That's why we did it before. You don't want to be too far back You want to feel the belly in. So this other diagonal line will reach the arms over your head. Take a breath in, hands to prayer. Twist to the right side first. Left elbow catches the outside of your thigh. Keep your knees in one line, your left hip rolling back. Twist from the rib cage. If you can, keep your knees bent. Back to your Utkatasana. Other side, hands to heart center. We dive forward, but we don't lose that strength in the belly. Catch the outside of your thigh and twist. Left elbow lifts, left shoulder away from the ear. Nice. Arms reach all the way up. Let's stand up, maybe on the tiptoes. And down we go, and fold all the way down. Halfway up, take a breath in. Step back, left foot back, then your right foot back into your plank pose. A little faster, but same thing as last time. Come higher on the balls of your feet. You can even float the hips up a little bit higher if that gives you more strength around the rib cage. One breath in. Tap your knees down just for a second, breath out. Nice. Lift up by pushing the backs of your heel, breathe in. And bend your knees down to the ground, breath out. One last time, kicking back into your plank, into your tabletop. Good. Point your toes, arch your spine on the breath in, bring the toes up towards the ceiling. Breath out, tops of your feet smush down into the mat. Maybe lift your knees off the ground. One more time, knees down, toes up, big press in your palms. And toes flat, knees lift into your kind of like cat plank. Pressing the tops of your feet, breath in, squeeze the hamstrings up into the glutes, and we'll lower the hips and lift the chest like an upward facing dog. One breath in, don't let your thighs touch the ground. Back into your child's pose, so really well deserved. Let your head fall. You can take a little longer than last time. Okay, walk your hands to the back of your mat. You're going to bring the knees together in the same way we did before. This time the hands are going close to the knees, on the outsides of the knees, probably onto your fingertips. We are going to lean forward like you're diving into the mat, round the spine, and pick up the abdomen in towards the ribs. So imagine that's the most powerful belt you have around that section. Press into the tops of the feet like we've been doing. Round the spine, but it's really active. There's a squeeze upwards. And try to lift your hips and dive forward. And bring the knees down. So if that's not happening, it's still the same action. There's a little press and a little float. Good, so it feels really nice. Let's do 2 more. Breath in. It's kind of explosive. Press the palms, squeeze up and dive down, breath out. Breath in, here we are. Almost like an arch, more neutral. And exhale up. Good. Knees come down, just rest your hands on your thighs for a second. Let that absorb. You'll crawl your hands forward, hands plant down, feet step back, all the way up and back into a downward facing dog. Shake out your hips, shake out your head. And here's your option to stay or your option to move. You feel really energized by that. Put your belt back on around your ribs. That's your upper abdomen. They help you out a lot when you pull forward and through a plank pose. Squeeze those heels back. Take your breath in. When we lower, it's either halfway down with the knees or not, but hold it. So we practice there. Breathe in. Upward facing dog. Flip your toes, inner thigh squeeze. And back through a downward facing dog is where we will meet. Lift the heels, look forward, drop the knees down. We're in our tabletop. Right knee floats, arch your spine on the breath in, bring the toes all the way up towards the ceiling. Exhale, round your spine, make space for your knee. One more time, right knee lifts, soften the elbows, lift up. Exhale, we step the right foot all the way on the outside of the right hand. Lower that right knee. Press the back toes and a twist. For your last one, maybe bend your back knee, reach for your foot. And come forward, walk your right foot to the center of your palms. Tuck your toes, come into a warrior one. So left heel comes down, the toes are on a diagonal. Keep this right knee bent, reach the arms up. Good, and from here, interlace or grab for opposite elbows behind your back. Straighten your right leg, pull the hips forward. You can walk your foot in. This is what we call bound triangle. You want to cut at the hips and lean forward, but keep some pressure where your hands are touching your back. So we know we're not just crumpling forward. You have a strong midsection as we go. Good. And we will bend the right knee. We'll do something kind of fun. We'll swing over to the left side. So now you're in this wide-legged and you're still bound if that worked for you. Press the outsides of your feet, match that with the heels, soften the knees and bow forward. If you like, interlace the hands instead and squeeze the shoulders and reach them up and over. Now fingertips come down to the mat, come halfway up. Skandasana will bend this left knee. Walk your right foot a little bit longer and use your hands as much as you need them. Like half a squat. Put some pressure into the heel and lift your toes. One more breath, big, proud, open chest. And we'll walk forward, twisted lunge. Right foot comes down, left heel comes up. Left hand, right arm reaches. Good, right hand comes down to the ground. Right foot goes back for 1 second. It's a three-legged plank with those pointed toes. Both feet to the ground, knees down. Whatever you need to do, come all the way or halfway. Upward facing dog, take a breath in. Good, we'll meet back in a downward facing dog. I'm just gonna turn some lights on. Oops. Okay. Lift your heels up in your downward facing dog. Look forward. Land into your tabletop. Right away, arch your spine and lift that left knee up. Point the toes up towards the ceiling. Exhale, round, make lots of room. Push the ground away actively. One more lift. We step on the outside of your left hand. Lean the hips forward. Press the top of your foot down. You can stay here. You can stay anywhere along the way. Reach that left arm up. So we're also twisting at the rib cage and letting the right shoulder draw in towards the spine. Stay or bend your back foot, maybe grab your back foot. Good. We'll let that go. Walk your left foot in. It's in the center of your mat. Rise into a warrior one. Use your back foot, almost like pressing on the brakes. Reach your arms up. Even out your hips. Pull that tailbone under. And grab for opposite elbows behind you. Straighten your left leg if you need. Shorter stance. Pull the left hip back and dive over your leg. But think more about lengthening your spine. Good, we're gonna bend the front knee. You kind of bow down to swing to the right side. In our wide-legged fold, same thing, soften the knees, lift the sit bones up in the air and dive forward. You can keep the elbows or interlace your hands instead. Relax the chin and the ears. And then fingertips come down. Skandasana pose, so probably a wider stance. Turn the right toes a little bit open, bend that knee in line with the toes, and flick the left toes off of the ground. You can find your balance here. You can keep your hands down. Good, hands in the mat. Walk yourself forward. Twisting lunge. Lift the right heel off the ground, right hand down, left arm up. Left hand to the ground, step back, plank pose. Take your inhale, straight to a downward facing dog or through one flow, and we will meet. Right away, right leg lifts up, take an inhale. Right knee comes to your right elbow and hold on your exhale. Stay for the breath in. Swing this right leg through, not as far forward as we usually would, maybe a little bit closer to the center of your mat. Turn the left heel and reach your left arm up. Only staying for the inhale, and we're taking that arm down and bringing that right knee in towards the elbow again. And we're doing that 2 more times. Kick out the right leg, turn the heel, reach your left arm up. Good, left hand down. Ooh, right knee comes in. One more, we get a break. Straighten out that leg, turn the hips, reach that left arm up, and land in your pigeon pose, your sleeping pigeon. The knee drags towards the wrist. Take your rest or stay lifted, but make that left leg super long. Nice, so if you're not on the forearms yet, so sorry I'm in the dark now, the sun went down. So if you can, you're on forearms in your pigeon pose. This is just a little fun transition. We're tucking the left toes under and lifting that left knee off of the ground. Get a good grip with that foot. Good. Press into your forearms like crazy. We are sneaking that right leg back, and for a second, you're in a 3-legged forearm plank. So nice. Then a forearm plank. Then a regular plank. And then a downward facing dog. Breath in, forget that side. Breath out. So same thing, we're gonna lift that left leg up. Now we know where we're going. We're tapping the left knee to the left elbow. So you want this rounded spine here. That's what we've been working on, putting the belt around the ribs. Kick this left leg to the side, wherever you can get it. Flip the toes and reach your right arm up. Take your inhale. Right hand comes down and bring that left knee with you. Good. Right leg long to the side. Flip your right heel. Reach that right arm up. Right hand comes down. One more time. Squeeze in. It's too much. You're in a pigeon. Straighten out that leg. Turn the heel. Up we go. And now we'll meet in a pigeon. Drag that left knee down. Catch your breath. And even here, even out your hips. Bow your head. Back onto your forearms if you're not already there. Draw the chest forward just a little, tuck the right toes under, and lift that right knee off of the ground. Good. This is stable. Push into your palms, pull the ribs up. So it's not really a rounded spine, that's passive, it's super active, like you're suctioning everything towards the center. Press into your arms. For a second, we are pointing the left toes back. We're in our three-legged forearm plank. Left toes tuck under, just a forearm plank. Good, then regular plank, left hand down, right hand down, downward facing dog. So going away from your mat. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, tabletop, so knees come down to the ground. Arch your spine on the breath in. Untuck your toes, child's pose, hips down, forehead down, breath out. Good, keep the hands pressing down. Pull forward, come into a downward facing dog. So last little bit, we are going to bend the right knee and kick up this right foot. So it's not straight up, there's a bend in the knee, and you'll see why. On our inhale, we are arching the spine, so bend your elbows a little and lift the chest and lift the toes. Nice. Exhale, a little easier, but more almost like a plank. Draw the knee in. Just one more. Soften the elbows, pull up with the knee, and move the chest forward. Nice. Bring the knee in towards your chest. Keep it there. Breathe in. Step your right foot forward. Breathe out. Good. Runner's lunge. Reach your arms back. Come even higher on your tippy toes until you're toppling tree. So you can practice that step, the weight coming off your back foot a few times. It's all in the standing leg. And flex the foot and hold your pose. We're inner rotating the left thigh to get it to face down towards the ground. The belt of the rib cage is up and in. Hands to the ground, point your toes, standing splits. As high as you can go for your last breath. Both feet to the ground, forward fold. Halfway up, breath in, and fold down, breath out. Rise up, reach your arms over your head. Keep them up there. Press a little more into your left foot. Point the toes and bring this right knee up and in. Let's see if without holding it, we can kick out that right leg once. And twice. And 3 times. Then hold on with your left hand. Press your knee against your hand and twist open to the right side. Coming back to center, press the right foot down just once. Utkatasana pose, reach your arms up. And really simple forward fold. Halfway lift, breath in. Maybe hop back this time. So we're all ready to go. Keep that belt of your ribs. Good. Hop back, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Good. Spread your palms. So we need to separate our shoulders in order to activate that abdomen in. So it's tough. We'll lift the left leg up and bend the knee. The toes are going straight up towards the ceiling. So point your toes. Even here, evening out your hips. The inhale, we soften the elbows, we draw the chest forward, and we kick up towards the ceiling. The exhale, round and pull forward in a different way, like your head wants to touch your knee. One more. Soften the elbows, lift the chest through your arms, toes straight up. Exhale, knee in, and we pull forward. Stay, look down. Runner's lunge, left foot down. Come to the tippy toes already of your right foot and squeeze the inner thighs to get the arms by your sides. So nice, we're practicing that step. It's almost like a transfer of weight more than a hop. So we know what we're doing. You feel the press of the foot. You feel the knee stack in line with the heel. We lift the right leg. When you're ready, reach the arms back more intentionally and kick back all the way from the shin. Flex the foot. One more breath. Hands down, standing splits, bow, and point your toes if you can to kick up the inner right thigh. You worked hard for this big stretch. Both feet to the ground. This time, bend your elbows, hold your elbows, bend your knees, and sway. Halfway lift even here, breathe in. Fold forward, breathe out. Press firmly into your feet. Reach your arms up, biceps circle in. Press into your right foot. Trust that you have so much pressure through the heel. Lift the left knee in towards your chest and point those toes. You can get a little bit higher when you point the toes. Pelvis is pulling down, rib cage is in. Take an inhale. Kick and extend your leg, exhale. Good, breathe in. Ooh, I'm wobbling. Breathe out, kick. Last one, breathe in. Breathe out, kick, bend the knee and go for your twist. You're holding the knee or just putting pressure as you really reach with your other arm. And we come forward, left knee draws in, feet down, Utkatasana, one inhale, arms up. One exhale, fold forward. Last time, halfway up, breath in. We're really ready to hop back. You're pulling your ribs up and widening your shoulder blades. Bend the knees, press back into your bent elbows. Upward facing dog, breath in is where we'll meet. Stay for your breath out. One more inhale. This time, land your thighs. Widen your feet apart. You can tuck your toes if you like something to push against. And imagine your belly button going a little higher towards the ceiling. So by bending your elbows, slowly lower yourself down to the mat. Take your left ear down, flip your palms, relax your feet, and just lie down for a second. Switching gears a little. And the other ear to even things out. I'll bring the forehead to the center. So we've been using our cat-cows to really warm up the spine all of our practice. Let's press the tops of the hands down in the mat. So something we don't usually do. Arms are really close by your sides. If it's comfortable, you have the forehead pressing down, but it's not that comfortable, so we could lift the head just 1 inch, but still look down. Point your toes, point your toes, point your toes. So using that nice long extension of the legs we've been doing, spin in the inner thighs and pretend you can lift your straight legs all the way up towards the ceiling. There's a tiny push of your chest down, a big push of the pelvis down. Keep your knees this high, but bend your knees, flip your palms, and reach for the outsides of your ankles. So you did all the hard work already. Soften the elbows and pull yourself up. So nice big back bend. Don't let the knees come out too far. And then flex your feet to get that extra pull back. And roll yourself down, forehead down. Release your feet. Slide your heels from side to side. Good. Push back onto your knees. In a kneeling position, right away, tuck your toes and come up to have a seat onto your knees. The last of our back bend, we're including a twist. We're going to squeeze the tailbone down, pull the hips up. Really rely on your toes and your legs. Hold on to your right heel with your fingers. If it's not there, you can hold on to the back of your thigh, or we reach back, not too far to grab it. Circle the left arm forward, lead with your thumb, and pull the ribs up towards the ceiling. To switch, it's almost automatic. You lean forward and around, hold on to your left heel, reach your right arm over, pull the chest up. So I see my belly wants to go up, but really I need to work on bringing the sternum towards the ceiling. One more time, a little faster. You dive forward, hold your right heel, lift that left arm up. And the other way, left hand down. It's like half a camel at a time. Nice. When you're ready, untuck your toes. Really simple. Squeeze your thighs together and come into a comfortable seat. Reach your fingertips to the tops of your shoulders. Elbows come up a little bit higher. Don't let the elbows come close in, almost like little chicken arms. And to flush everything out, you can close your eyes and pull back one of your elbows at a time. This is just to get out of your head again, to feel the space that you take up in the room, and to feel that length of your spine coming through the middle, through your sitting bones to the top of your head. Everything is moving, loosening up around your spine. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. It's like a lawnmower, like winding down. Come onto your sitting bones. Legs are long out in front of you. You're gonna move your hips out to the sides, flex your feet. And here we are, let's make our legs way more powerful for our last pose. Pull the heels away from your sitting bones. So now we're super aware of the spine. Is it more of a rounded spine, like a regular when we're hanging out? Is it an arched spine with the chest doing the work for us? Let's find where the pelvis is stable, where the hips are pulling forward, but the tailbone is pulling back. And pull the navel in just to make sure, and let's put on that little rib belt. So it's like the backs of the ribs are trying to lift up. Relax your arms onto your thighs and pretend you're pushing your feet against a wall. Inner thighs are squeezing in. You can close your eyes. It's lots and lots of work for your legs. Maybe you're feeling some firing up around the outsides of your glutes. And it's okay if we're further back. We just want the legs super strong for now. Reach your arms up, and just like your runner's lunge, follow this line from your pelvis to the shoulders, to the wrists. Reach your arms forward and follow your arms by drawing the tailbone back. Take a breath in. It's like a forward fold, but it's super active. Breath out. We are tucking the tailbone under, squeezing the belly in. You're dragging the heels a little. Land one vertebra at a time. Touch the back of the mat with your thumbs. Stay and reconnect to the mat with the backs of your legs. Take a big breath in. We're going up one more time. Tuck the chin. First, the fingertips reach towards the ceiling. Roll off your ribs. Already there's movement in your pelvis. You're pushing the tailbone back, almost like you're rolling, and you go past your feet. So I lied one more time. We'll go back. We'll reach the arms out in front of us to create that rounding, that belt. Squeeze the glutes under. Pull the hips back, and slowly we're rolling ourselves down. Thumbs go back. Big breath in, inner thigh squeeze, breath in. Tuck your chin, reach your arms first up towards the ceiling, all the way up and over, and stay for your forward fold. You can hook your big toes, bend your elbows, and as much as you can now, relax the upper spine. Keep the legs strong. And back to a rhythm of breath you can follow for a last few. You can come up, but keep hold of your toes and bring the soles of your feet together. Supta Baddha Konasana. Relax the knees. Hold onto your feet and pull the tailbone underneath you. So like we have a rounded spine, like we have a cat spine. Hold onto your feet. One last cat-cow here. Inhale, arch your spine, spill your hips forward and roll your shoulders back. Exhale, round your spine and pull the navel back. So holding onto your shins or your ankles one last time. Arching the spine, pulling the ribs through. And rounding the spine. This time you keep rounding until you come down to the mat and widen your arms. And we're right back where we started. So letting go of your practice. Almost getting back to that feeling of when you first started. So no anticipation at all. You can stay or lengthen your legs if that feels better. And find your rest, just a couple of minutes in silence, in stillness. And as always, it's your practice. Feel free to stay as long as you need. Thank you, everybody. Namaste.